today. My name is Heidi, and today I'll be leading you through a prenatal yoga class. So regardless of what trimester you're at in your pregnancy, this will be a great opportunity to give you a chance to sit on the mat. Be going through a gentle, slow flow to bring movement back into the body, bring in a bit of heat, and of course some self-care as you get into the next stages of this pregnancy. So again, this is going to be adaptable for all trimesters, and use modifications if you like. So regardless of where you're at. I'll invite you to bring a few props today. So I think we have some bolsters over here. We have some blocks that we'll likely use. A strap if you feel that is needed to support you today. And a blanket, again, if that is something you would like to have for further comfort. So I invite you to bring all your props and join me here today. So first we're going to start off in a seated position, cross-legged. If it makes you feel more comfortable, I invite you to bring a bolster underneath you to prop yourself up. Again, depending on your comfort level and flexibility. So I invite you to come into a seated position here and place your hands on your laps. Just relax. We're just going to join me in a deep inhale and exhale through your nose or mouth, your choice. I invite you to gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. Again, join me in a deep inhale and exhale. And one more time. Deep inhale and exhale. Invite you to open your eyes if you feel comfortable. And as we inhale, we're going to continue the inhale, but we're going to just kind of shrug the shoulders to relieve some of that tension that we've been holding, that upper body stress. So inhale, bring the shoulders in. Exhale, release the tension, let the shoulders drop, and let go of any additional stress or tension holding you in. We're going to do that again. Inhale, bring the shoulders in. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, bring the shoulders in. Exhale, release. We're going to start with a couple of neck rolls here. Gentle, just side to side. So first we're going to bring our ear to our right shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale. Bring back to center. Left ear to left shoulder. Inhale. And head back to center. And with our neck rolls, just again, slowly just start on the right side and bring it down just to the left side, halfway, and roll back down to the right. Continue with this for a few breaths. And depending where you're at, everyone is going to be in a different place in their pregnancy. Again, this is just going to be a practice of being gentle with yourself. If you're feeling uncomfortable or nauseous at any time, I invite you to just come to a seated position, whatever feels comfortable for you. I invite you to, we're going to stop the neck rolls, we're going to come up to seated position, and we're going to bring in a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. So what we're going to be doing with this practice is just, I invite you to come into a mudra, so bring your index and middle finger into your hand, in your right hand. So you just have your thumb and fourth finger sticking out. We will start with our breath with our thumb to the right side of our nostril and inhale in through the left. Hold for a couple seconds. fourth finger goes on the left nostril and exhale out the right. I'm going to inhale slowly through the right nostril, holding it for a couple seconds, and then alternate exhaling out the left. Inhale to the left, hold, switch sides, exhale out the right. Inhale to the right, hold, exhale out the left. Inhale to the left, hold, exhale to the right. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left, always rotating at the top. Inhale through the left, hold, exhale through the right. Inhale to the right, hold, exhale to the left. Last one, inhale to the left, hold, rotate, exhale through the right. I invite you to take a deep inhale through both nostrils, and exhale through both nostrils. And notice how you feel. You're feeling a little grounded, a little more grounded, more self-love. Okay? Wherever you're at, that's okay, be with that. We're going to continue with the seated position. As we inhale, we're going to lift our arms up and cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up. And we're going to go to a side stretch here. So we're going to go to the left, and we're just going to feel that side stretch on the right. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, we're going to just lean to the other side there, just getting that stretch. Couple breaths here, nice and gentle. Inhale, back up. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Now time for a little self-love. Inhale, the arms out. Exhale, bringing it in for a nice embrace. Be the left elbow on top. Inhale, arms open. Exhale, bringing the opposite arm on top. Inhale in, one more time. Just giving ourselves that hug, that self-love, just that hold that we need, that support. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, bring it back in. Now we give ourselves some love, so let's give baby some love. So inhale, arms out. Exhale, embrace the belly, the abdomen. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, opposite arm on top to embrace the abdomen. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, embrace baby. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, embrace baby. Inhale, arms out. And exhale, hands to heart center. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come to all fours. We're going to go into a tabletop position. And we're going gonna go into a little cat-cow. So I invite you to just make your way up your bolster as gently as you can here. There's no rush. This is gonna be a slow, gentle paced session today to support everybody here. So again, as you crawl into all fours, be gentle. So maybe you go on from the side and slowly just roll yourself up to all fours here. If it's hard on your knees, I invite you to use a blanket, just something to support your knees for the extra baby that's carrying the extra weight that you're holding in your knees. That's perfectly fine. Just do whatever feels most comfortable for you here. And we're gonna come into a tabletop. So again, keep your knees kind of wide apart. So definitely kind of hip width apart, or even more if that makes you feel more comfortable, more stable here. And we're gonna bring our hands down, again, like shoulder width apart. And just come into our tabletop position, whatever is comfortable, give yourself space, right? And we're gonna go into a bit of cat-cow here. So we're gonna inhale, we just kind of curve the spine inward, heart open, and crown up forward. Exhale, bring the chin to chest, and just curve our spine upward. And inhale slowly. And exhale, curve the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, slowly in. Exhale, coming in, chin to the chest. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, turn the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, coming up. And exhale. We're going to bring our knees out to the sides of our mat. And we can remove our blanket if it gets in the way. And we're going to go into an extended child's pose. So just make yourself comfortable here. So again, you can kind of come down as far as you feel comfortable. Again, leaving that room for the baby to just be supported. It doesn't have to be touching the mat, right? Giving yourself lots of space. Again, the knees are just spread out to the sides of the mat, and just stretching your arms out as wide as you can, and feeling supported here. If you want an extra little bit of support, you could also bring in a bolster, again, to just lean on to, right? Just to feel more supported, to give yourself space, right? We'll just stay here for a few breaths, just feeling supported here. Just taking this time for ourselves, that rest, rejuvenation. So much is going on in the body right now that we just, a lot of changes, a lot of hormones, a lot of changes, right? So some of you might feel more nauseous, some might be okay, some feel more tense. This is just to support everybody in their practice today. So on the inhale, we'll just come back up to tabletop. We're going to bring our bolster away from here for a moment. Bring the knees back to hip width apart. Inhale, we're going to curve toes under. On an exhale, we're going to push ourselves up and back for downward facing dog. We're just going to bend the knees, wiggle the knees a little bit, just to get a little bit of movement back in the legs. And we'll come into a stillness here. We'll take a few breaths. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And we're going to do one last one. Deep inhale. And exhale with lion's breath. Tongue out. Just let everything go. Okay. I'm going to invite you to bring the right leg up. And again, this is going to be, different for everybody. But bring your right foot up and around the abdomen, and come into sort of a lizard pose up here to this side. And stretch here in our hip, which feels great, a little heat. And we're going to inhale, we're going to do a bit of an open twist here. So inhale, the arms up. Exhale, bring the arm down. Inhale, bring the left arm up. Exhale, bring the arm down. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, bring the arm down. And we're going to wiggle our foot back in here. And we're going to do a few more movements when in this position. So I invite you to, if this position feels good, we're going to come up to our crescent lunge, sort of a variation with our arms up. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, I invite you to bring it to a kickstand. So kickstand your foot to the side, bringing that stability. Again, having that blanket there to support your knee just makes it very comfortable. And we'll come into sort of a crescent lunge or warrior one variation. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring your arms down. And we'll bring our blocks right here. And what we'll do is we'll come in to move the right foot forward and come into our half split as just kind of give that inner stretch. That's stretching the leg, kind of bring the toes up to the ceiling. Take a few breaths here. Feeling that deep stretch. And exhale, we're going to bring that foot back. Knee bent. Come back up to our warrior one variation. Exhale, we're going to come into warrior two now. Warrior two variation. So again, we have that kickstand, keeping that room for the belly, for the baby to kind of breathe that extra space and try to keep our spine kind of straight, our heart out, and our arms straight. Kind of one straight line. Again, we want to just focus turning our energy and head towards the front, our right arm, just kind of balancing everything together, feeling the energy outward. Deep inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're going to come into reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Couple breaths here. And exhale, we're going to bring our both hands down to the mat. And we're going to pivot. We're going to kind of work our way over. So I'm just going to do this the opposite way so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just moving it, moving the arms in front of me. Again, I'm just going to rotate here so you can see me properly. Coming in front, and I'm going to bring the other leg up. If this is not comfortable for you, another variation, feel free to use some bolsters and maybe come into a seated position. Maybe 3 bolsters is a good space for you, whatever feels comfortable. We come and bring into this position here. So with the legs parallel, the feet parallel, and as wide as you possibly can, come into this wide-legged forward fold. Again, bending the knees, keeping that comfort there. Inhale for half lift. Again, you can always be here on your bolster if that feels comfortable for you. And just take your time. Feel free to rock back and forth if that feels comfortable. If you're feeling a little dizzy, no worries, just stay in one spot. Do whatever fits your comfort level. And then coming from half lift, gonna go all the way down. Inhale, it'll be inhale to rise to star pose. And exhale, we're gonna be pointing the toes outward, coming together, hands together for goddess. Inhale for star. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale for star. Exhale, we're going to come all the way back down and slowly walk our hands over to the other side, back to our crescent lunge. Once we're at a crescent lunge, we're going to kick the right foot back to meet the left. And we're going to go into a plank pose or supported plank with the knees on the mat or the blanket there. And we're going to come into chaturanga and supported chaturanga if that feels comfortable for you. Again, keeping the abdomen off the mat. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Exhale. Push yourself up and back, downward facing dog. So we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, again bringing it as far as you can on the outside of your mat. There, giving yourself space. And bring the right knee down to the mat or blanket, whatever you have there. Again, sort of a supported lizard pose. And we're going to go to that open twist now. Again, breathing in, inhale, right hand comes up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, right hand comes up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, right hand comes up. And exhale, right hand comes down. And again, we're going to be shifting our foot in between our hands now. Kind of in our crescent lunge, arms up. And again, just the same as last time, so I invite you to bring your foot over sort of a kickstand position to kind of give you the additional support. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, we're going to go into our warrior two. So again, same thing, right? So just bringing that energy out. So keeping our back nice and straight. Our heart is pushing forward. Our body is balanced. Energy going through both sides. And pointing your face towards our left hand this time. Couple breaths here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale for reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Couple breaths here. And exhale, bringing your hands back down to the earth. Again, coming off your knee here, we're going to be just pivoting our hands forward in front of us. Whenever you're ready, again, bending the knees, whatever makes you feel comfortable here. Wide-legged forward fold. Again, you can always use blocks to help you there. If you're not feeling so
so stretchy, so flexible, that's perfectly okay. You just have to meet you where you're at, right? So there's no right or wrong way. Feel free to use blocks or anything to support you. Again, you can feel free to sit on your bolsters as well if that feels more comfortable. Inhale for half lift. Again, you can always use blocks for the half lift if that feels comfortable, or come to your knees. Exhale for fold. Again, we're going to come up to star pose. Inhale for star. Exhale, bring the toes slightly outward. Exhale for goddess pose. I'm going to sit here for a couple of breaths. Inhale for star. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale for star. Exhale, bringing it all the way back down to a forward fold. Again, can be on blocks. And slowly just pivot ourselves back to our lunge. Bringing your knee back down. And plant the palms. We're going to push the left foot back to meet the right. And come into plank. Again, be supported plank using our knees on the blanket, whatever you feel comfortable with. And we can do a chaturanga coming down, either for that half push-up, depending on your strength, or feel free to use your knees on the mat or the blanket to just support you there. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, push yourself up and back for down dog. But you are going to kind of step into a few standing poses now. Again, if you're starting to feel dizzy, there's no need to push yourself. We're going to be doing slow breaths. Going to slowly step back up to meet our hands here. Again, invite you to use the blocks. Feel supported. So again, feet should be hip width apart, knees slightly bent. And for our fold, inhale, we're going to do root to rise. We're going to do it slowly, right? We don't want to have the blood rushing back and forth, creating dizziness. Exhale, we're going to slowly move ourselves back down. Again, bending our knees to forward fold. Half lift to the knees. And fold. Inhale for chair pose. Exhale. Good. Do a twist, open twist. Inhale for chair pose. Exhale, I'm going to twist the other direction, open twist. Twist to the right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, slowly, gentle forward fold. Again, using the blocks to support. Bending the knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale for chair pose. Exhale, doing an open twist to the left. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, wide open twist to the right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, coming down for a forward fold, again bending the knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Couple breaths here. Feeling the heat, feeling the light, feeling the energy that this practice is bringing to us, that time that we're spending on ourselves to just feel alive again, feel happy, feel grateful. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, I'm going to bring the hands down to our mat. Again, it can be also supported Again, we want to move our legs back one at a time when we're supported to that plank or chaturanga. Again, knees can be on the mat to feel supported. Inhale for upward dog. Exhale, push the legs up and back to downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. And on the exhale, we'll bring our knees down to the mat, wide open. So again, the knees on each end of the mat, they can be, again, supported with the blanket for extended child's pose. So again, knees can be on the blanket. I invite you to bring the bolster out in front, just to feel supported here as you stretch out. If you feel like swaying back and forth, again, if you can reach your head, your forehead on the bolster of the mat, please just rock it back and forth, just side to side, feeling that comfort, feeling support on the mat. And inhale, we're going to come back up to our tabletop position. We're going to leave our bolster there in front of us though, because we're going to need it for our next pose here. We're going to come back to tabletop position. Inhale, rise up, downward facing dog. And inhale, we're going to come into a half pigeon here. So we're going to bring our bolster up where it's going to support us the most. And we're going to bring one leg up. So again, coming down, bring your leg up to support us here. We can always bring in a couple of blocks here to rest our head if that makes us feel comfortable. We can bring out a bolster here to again support us. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, just be in this space. And you can even bring your elbows up, right, to bring that arch, create that extra space. And just take a few breaths here into this deep stretch. Inhale, we're going to bring ourselves back up. Bring our hands to the mat. Push ourselves up. Bring our right leg back to meet the left. Come into our plank and downward facing dog. Inhale, we're going to do the same on the opposite leg. So again, bringing your left leg up into the bolster here for support. Coming down again, you can be more supported with your knee or just come into a deeper stretch. It's entirely up to you. It's based on your comfort level, flexibility, all of those things. Again, always important to listen to your body and meet yourself where you're at. There's no right or wrong pose here. So whatever, if this is too much of a stretch, I invite you to just come into, maybe downward facing dog, or you could go into just extended child's pose, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Again, always listening to your body is the most important thing there. So again, if you are doing the half pigeon supported, with the bolster, keeping that right leg, just that nice deep stretch there. Again, using a bolster to support yourself. Bring your hands forward. we'll just take a few deep breaths here. Feeling that stretch from the support. Alright, and then inhale, just come back up. Bringing your hands to the mat again. Pushing back, bringing our legs up and back. Gonna come back to that plank. And push it back for downward facing dog. Gonna remove the bolsters here. I can invite you to still use your blanket if that feels good for you for the knees. And we're gonna come back down to the mat. Just slowly move our legs to the middle of the mat. Cross our legs out in front of us. And again, it could be maybe a bolster, but we're gonna be kind of sitting down on the mat with our legs stretched out. We're just gonna do some forward stretches here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. So again, your legs could be wide apart if this feels more comfortable for you. Again, maybe you have something to support yourself. There's no right or wrong forward fold. Just come to whatever makes you feel most comfortable here. Then that deep stretch. Inhale, maybe straighten the spine. Exhale, just see if there's a little bit of a deeper stretch. Again, maybe bringing your chin kind of into the chest, more for that upper stretch as well, that deeper stretch. A few breaths here. So come up. We're going to do a couple of twists now. So inhale, we're going to bring our right knee up. Exhale, we're going to bring our left elbow to our right knee, and we're going to do a twist. If this feels uncomfortable or too much, I invite you to just come into just a little stretch, right? So you can have your hand out just behind you, and just do a gentle stretch. Again, straighten the spine. Just always feels really good to have a little bit of a stretch here. Exhale. We're going to bring the right knee down. Do the same on the other side. So the left knee comes up. Again, we're going to kind of go into that deeper stretch. Wide open twist. Again, that doesn't feel good. You can always just bring your left hand to the back, and again, just kind of go into that deep, just that light twist, that light gentle stretch. Exhale, we're going to bring the left knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring them down to our sides. We're going to move our way down to bringing our legs back up here. So we're going to come down to our back. Still have our knees up so that's support there. And we're going to go into a gentle, like windshield wiper pose, but very gentle. So again, always listening to your body, going at your own pace, whatever feels comfortable. And have your arms out. We're going to invite you to come into a cactus pose with your arms, if that feels comfortable. Just doing that light stretch. Legs are to the right. And we're going to come into the other way now. Deep stretch, coming down down, so a windshield wiper. And it can be also supported, so feel free to use a bolster to support the knee as you're coming down. Again, cactusing the arms, feeling supported. Inhale, we're going to go to the other side again, to the right. Just cooling down this practice, feeling the stretch, feeling the love that we put into our practice today. And coming back down to the left side here. One last windshield wiper, again, could be supported with a bolster. And exhale, knees back up. We're going to bring our knees back up for our legs up for happy baby. So again, this can be useful if you have a strap. So if it's difficult for you to stretch out to reach your feet, again, maybe a strap. Have that strap beside you so you can bring in for your feet, right? Just be able to support your feet. Happy baby. Maybe rock back and forth. Knees wide open, giving yourself lots of space here, right? So this is all about just feeling supported, feeling comfortable, giving yourself that space wherever you're at. That's a nice thing about being on the mat, right? There's no judgments. There's no right or wrong way. Everything is just a nice, positive, welcome space. This class is just a nice, supporting, open, welcome space. There's no right or wrong. All right. And exhale, I'm going to bring our feet back down. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So I invite you to come up with bring a bolt underneath yourself here. And we're going to come into a bridge. So with that, we're going to be kind of curling back on our back here. We're going to be moving our buttocks up. And as we do that, we're going to be just bringing the bolster underneath just to kind of help give us that height. And we're going to bring our arms to our sides here. Take a few breaths in this supported bridge. I invite you to bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly, to the baby. Just feeling the love, feeling the support. Maybe feel your heartbeat. Connecting with your body, your intuition. Maybe the baby's kicking. Maybe the baby's excited. Right? Just be with that. Be with whatever space you're in right now, whatever you're feeling, whatever's coming up. Be in that space. On the exhale, we're going to bring our arms back down to our sides. We're going to come into a supported waterfall. So we're going to bring if it feels comfortable for you, bring both legs up. Again, being supported underneath. Pretending our legs are up on our imaginary wall. Maybe feel like you can wiggle your toes. Why not have some fun with it, right? Wiggle your toes. Pretend you're bouncing a little ball. Your feet, maybe. Rotate the ankles too, right? Just get some circulation there. Just get some movement on our feet all day. Nice to just get that circulation going, that movement. And back to a stillness. exhale, we're going to bring our feet back down to the mat. Again, knees are bent. We're going to slowly just lift ourselves up so we can remove the bolster, come back to our mat. And we're going to sit back up to kind of prepare ourselves for a nice supported Shavasana. So this can look a few different ways here. So if you wanted to go into a reclined position, I would invite you to bring a bolster up with your blocks sort of propped, and bring your bolster up against it just to kind of create that recline, that nice comfortable recline position right there. Maybe I'll bring it back a little bit so you can see. There you go. So again, bring that support position. If you want to elevate your feet or your knees, it's also, you can use another bolster for that, 1 or 2 bolsters. And you want to bring a blanket as well to make yourself even more comfortable. I invite you to do that as well, or whatever you feel comfortable in. And just kind of lean back, make yourself really comfortable here. And sit back in a nice comfortable Shavasana. If this, another method too, if you wanted to, if you prefer to be on your side, I invite you to roll on your side. Maybe put a bolster in between your knees. Again, resting yourself, just depending on your comfort level there. Whatever feels more comfortable to you. Again, your most comfortable Shavasana. I invite you to bring your hands to your sides. Close your eyes or soften your gaze, whatever feels more comfortable. And just kind of float into this space, this beautiful space that this practice led you to, into your inner self, inner wisdom. Connecting with your self-love. And rest in the space, whatever this practice gave you, just be in that for the next several minutes. Continue with your breath, relax, release any expectations, and be in this beautiful space. And I invite you to just stay in this space for a few minutes here, in peace and quiet, and I will lead you out of the Shavasana.
from the Shavasana, come back slowly into your body again. Maybe wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, getting the movement back in. Listening to the sounds inside the room, drawing your attention to some of the sounds outside the room, the sound of my voice. And when you feel ready, I invite you to either come into a seated position or maybe roll to your side again, putting a bolster in between your legs, just to come up to a ready position. And when you feel comfortable, I invite you to open your eyes and just whatever this practice gave you today, I invite you to spend the rest of your day as you leave here just keeping a piece of that with you, carrying a piece of that with you throughout the day, whether it's self-love, whatever intention I gave you, whatever benefits you have from the practice. I invite you to carry that through with you throughout the day. Thank you so much for taking this class with me today. I hope you